We met actually at the campsite here. He came jet skiing with my cousin, and it was the first time I had seen him. I was down on the boat, which I usually always hang out with, like reading a book at the back of the one boat, and they came down to jet ski along the boat ramp, and that was the first time I saw him.
She happened to be out laying, tanning on another boat, and she noticed me, and she wanted to tag along on another jet ski. So we went and kind of up and down the river, and then she came back. She kind of asked Sam about, hey, who that guy was, who was that guy with you?
I didn't really think much of it. Of course, the abs kind of stuck out at me a little bit. But it wasn't until I went up after chilling down on the boat that I really kind of took more notice, because my aunt, who doesn't really say much about people, was like talking him up and saying about all his accomplishments and everything, and it was weird coming from her because she's not one to really say much in general. And she was just, because she knew he caught my eye, and I think wanted to make a point to say, hey, yeah, that's a good one.
A couple weeks later, her brother had a graduation party at his house.
You make one comment to your younger cousins about him being cute, and then that turns into them inviting him to my brother's graduation party.
The same cousin and his other cousin, Cody, they both called me. They're like, hey, you coming out to this graduation party? I'm like, no, I don't know anybody. And he's like, oh, just come out. He's like, we're having a good time. So I came out. I didn't think nothing of it. And Lindsay was there. She was, you know, it was her house.
And that was kind of the first time we spoke in person. But, you know, it's kind of in a party setting, so you don't talk much. We kind of exchanged words a little bit. We didn't really, you know, we sat in the hot tub, kind of hung out. And then my cousin shared my number with him, and that was probably a week later. And then we haven't stopped talking since, so. And ever since then, it's nonstop. We've just never stopped talking after that. What I admire so much about SLAVIK is his work ethic. Like, he works hard at everything he does. His job, when he was finishing school, his family. They're always the person that he calls when they need help. And just our relationship. Like, he grounds me in terms of keeping me, when I get worried about anything and everything, he brings it back to, you know, focus on the important things, and you don't have to worry about that, you know. And just his maturity in terms of, because he grew up in a totally different culture and lifestyle, and kind of came from nothing in a way in terms of like material things, but you would never know with the way how respectful he is, and just the attention he pays to things. So just makes me, I just admire many things about him, but those are kind of some of the main. She's always willing to help people. That's like her nature. She's just a very loving and caring person, and she has qualities that I honestly don't have. She's a very caring person. She's always sees the good in people. She's always very attentive. She's a nurse, so that's one of the things that comes natural to her. She's very affectionate, which I love. She's emotional, and I like that. She's great with kids. I think she'd be a great mother. So there's so much. I could go on, but just about the whole package. She's the whole package. She's wife material. That's the way I see it. I wasn't.
So the proposal was, I kind of thought about it for a couple weeks. I had the ring already for a couple months. So I took, basically that night, she was at work, and I made a bunch of letters and I folded them up, and it was like kind of a scavenger hunt almost. So I took the first letter, I put down on her nightstand, and I left.
I woke up that morning and there was, he let me sleep in first off because I had worked the day before. And then there was a letter beside my bed and roses, which right off the bat, it was a little different. Not that he doesn't ever get me roses, but not usually there when I wake up. So I had a little, I was like, what's going on? But I thought it was sweet. And I started reading the first letter, which led to another letter that kind of told me, you know, start getting ready, because it was already the day of Memorial Day picnic, and the whole family was going to be here. So we had already had plans for that, but he said, you know, in the letter, good morning, get ready, wear a nice dress, go get your nails done. Make sure you're there by 11. So I went to the nail place, got that all done, which led to another letter that was in my car.
And then I put one in her car, a note in her car, and then a note in her trunk. Then so the one said that when she gets to the nail salon, when she's done, to open that letter. She opened that letter. I told her to come to the campsite where we first met.
And that led to it saying, you know, go to the campsite, and when you get there, don't go into your trunk until you get to the campsite, but open up your trunk. And in the trunk there was a really cute notebook or picture book, and it had pictures from the last couple years of us together. It was so long and so cute because he had like little notes next to each picture, and it said, you know, by the end of it, he said, enjoy taking your time looking through it. And I could see people down by the boat ramp kind of lined up waiting, and each picture was just, took me a little while, but I was bawling as I was reading through that. So then when it said at the end, you know, I love you and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you, now go to the place where we first met, which was down at the boat ramp here at the campsite. And you know, I start walking down and he just had the biggest smile. I forget exactly what he said at that point before he asked me, because I was kind of slightly, even though I knew it was coming, was slightly in shock.
She kind of knew that, oh my God, it was happening.
And then he got down on one knee and asked me to spend the rest of his life with him, and I said yes.
Of course, she said yes, and we had a friend of mine take pictures of it. And we walked up, and the whole family was there, and they were all excited. They were all happy. My parents came as well, so.
I was really excited. I could share it with my family, and it was a perfect day for it, being surrounded by other family that we could celebrate after. It was perfect. On the wedding day, I'm looking forward to seeing his face when I walk down the aisle for the first time. Every girl kind of dreams about that. So I think that'll be the best thing. I can't wait to see his reaction, and just take in the moment of being in that, you know, at that stage of our lives together, and walking towards him to spend the rest of our lives together. But that first reaction is what I'm really excited for.
One of the biggest things I'm excited about is her wedding dress, because she hasn't showed me anything. She hasn't showed me her hair, her makeup, and she's like, I want you to be surprised. She's excited too, but she's like, I kind of want to ask you your opinion, but I don't at the same time, because I still want you to be surprised. So it's gonna look beautiful no matter what. So I'm excited to see her, to see everybody. But most of all, I'm excited to call her my wife.